It's a hard question because like I don't think I can even fully understand why like that happens. When I was 13, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. She had a super rare form. She's only 46, and this form typically showcases itself in ladies who've already gone through menopause. So we're talking like 60-year-old ladies. My mom was 46. So the plan was super simple. It was have a double mastectomy, and then once she recovered from that, go on to radiation and then hormonal treatment. And that was that. And it got done with, she got done with radiation, so she started her hormonal treatment, and we were told there was a 5% chance of recurrence. So we went on 4 years, and my mom was doing great. And when I was 16, she started developing a cough, and it wouldn't go away, and it was super odd. So we finally convinced her to go to the doctor, and she went to the doctor. The doctor did just a scan on her chest, just like you would for pneumonia. And it showed she had fluid in her lungs, just like pneumonia, but also had a tiny sliver of her liver. And it showed it had something on it. She had a PET scan, and it showed that the cancer had come back, but this time it was in so many different parts of her body. I'm not even gonna try to name them all. So 5% chance of reoccurrence, and it did come back, and it wasn't even supposed to be metastatic if it did come back, and it was. So as she started we got her diagnosis, and she started her journey again. 6 weeks later, my house was hit by a tornado. It was a house I had grown up with, I'd lived in for, you know, most of my 16 years of my life. It was completely ripped down all the way to the foundation. Thankfully, my family was able to recognize that the house was just things, and my whole family was able to survive the tornado, and that was really the main thing that mattered to us, and that was a major blessing. Last summer, 11 months ago, my mom's cancer continued to progress to the point that she and her doctor decided to stop treatments, and she passed away on July 22nd of 2016. But, you know, I take comfort in the fact that I know my mom's in heaven, and I know she's with the Lord, and she's no longer suffering, and she has a new body. And not to put it in a really super Sunday school child way, but hey, she's probably dancing with Jesus and singing all the way up there. One of the main questions I get when people hear my story is how I can still believe in God even with everything that's happened to me. And the thing is, it never once occurred to me that I should stop believing in God. I think the root of this question for a lot of people is not how can I still believe in God, but how can I still be happy with him? How can I still believe that he's good? And how can I still, you know, follow him and do what he wants me to do in my life, and like want him to be Lord of my life if he can allow the worst things you could imagine to happen to me. It's never occurred to me to stop following him and to stop believing. But I'll be honest, I've been angry with him multiple times in my life. When the tornado hit, I was angry that tornadoes existed. When my mom was first diagnosed, I was angry that cancer existed. And then I was angry again when cancer was a thing that took her from me. And I was angry that, you know, people die. But that anger never caused me to not believe. Because yes, I can look at all the bad things that happened in my life, but I can look around and see, you know, how much God has blessed me. With the tornado, my family survived. Everyone was in the basement. The only living thing that wasn't in the basement was my dog, and, you know, God created a perfect little nook in my house, exactly his size, and he survived. And with my mom's cancer, I got to witness her grow in herself and in her walk with the Lord, but I also got to grow myself, and I got to grow emotionally and psychologically and spiritually with the Lord. And not to say that it was always good, but I also got to see the blessings and how my mom blessed the Lord. And when she passed away, I got to see, you know, all the people that came to her visitation and funeral, all the people that she blessed. And, you know, there's just so much in my life and all the blessings I can't explain unless I did believe in the Lord. There's so much I've learned, and I can't even begin to piece it together. It's cliche to say, but I have honestly learned that God will never give you more than you could handle. If I looked at my future life, you know, when I was 12, when I was 11, when I was younger, or even when I was in my teens before, I couldn't have imagined everything I've gone through and imagined that I could handle it. But God knew we could, and He knew I could, and He never gave me more than I could handle, because He also placed people in my life who blessed me and came alongside me and loved on me and encouraged me and were there with me every single step of the way. One of the other things I've learned is that no matter what's happening to you, no matter how bad it seems, God has given you even the tiniest blessing in your life. Sometimes you just have to look for it, but they're there through every situation. If I could look back and give myself any advice, here's what I wish I would have known. One, again, like I said, God will never give you more than you can handle, which is insane, but also true. Two, it's okay to not be okay. I think a lot of my life I've tried to put on a happy face in the midst of suffering, and sometimes I had a bad day and I, you know, felt bad, and I kept that to myself. But I definitely recently in this past year discovered that, you know, sometimes it's better to just talk it through with someone. Three, you're not a burden. No matter what you're going through, no matter how awful you feel for approaching your friends, sometimes you may, yes, drop the conversation down to a low, just emotional level. Everyone feels bad, but you are never a burden. If you need to talk to your friends at 2 a.m. in the morning, I'm sure they would love to talk to you and help you through whatever you're going through. And that's something I've struggled with, and I know that's something that a lot of my friends who have gone through stuff have struggled with, but you are not a burden. 4, find something in your life, a hobby, a favorite movie, or whatever, and when you feel bad, go to that. I'm a music major, so, you know, I go to the piano or take out my guitar and I sing through my feelings. If you can find a way to do that, find a way to just care for yourself and to let your feelings out in a healthy way, do that. 5, when I'm really looking for encouragement, I just open up the Bible and hope that I flip to a passage. And sometimes it works out and sometimes I look things up, but, you know, to spend major point of your life going through that when you have hard times. Find special Bible verses. Ask your friends for Bible verse encouragements. I do that a lot. Spend some time in prayer. Spend some time listening to some encouraging music about the Lord, and it'll make a major difference. That's my advice.
One time, this girl played my daughter in a musical. We were swans. I should put a picture up right now.
It's so bad.
Our makeup was like...
Do you remember when we were furnace keepers?
Oh my gosh. Survivor Babylon. That's the musical we were in.
It was based off of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
I still remember all the music. If you don't bow, you're gonna get burned.
Dun,
If you
dun,
don't bow,
dun,
you're
dun,
gonna
dun,
get burned. Thanks so much to this girl for doing this video. She's a rock star. I admire her so much. And if you saw that video last summer that I did about God's timing, that was about this girl right here. Have a great day, and know that you are so loved and so beautiful.
Through it all, my eyes are on you, and through it